really just looks like slime. Like we just made Play-Doh. Oh my goodness. Charlie would love this. Right. Ooh, that was good. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Marion's Test Kitchen. So this is a series where we test out the cool techniques, the gadgets, the products, the methods, so you don't have to. And what are we doing today? We are doing bread making. So we're gonna test out a standard stand mixer and oven situation against the Panasonic Bread Maker. Now, we've partnered with Panasonic for this special episode and we're gonna be putting their bread maker to the test. I gotta say, like, a bread maker isn't really high up on my wish list, so this guy is really gonna have to impress in order to earn a place in my kitchen. But we're not making just any loaf of bread. We are making the softest Japanese milk bread, and it's gonna be purple. Yeah. Who doesn't want purple bread? No. This recipe has been tweaking my interest for so long. We're gonna be using ube extract, so it's a beautiful purple color. So I've never used the extract before. I've never made this bread before. I've never used this bread maker before. So many firsts. Now, let's get on to the technique part first of all. So we are going to make it's like a little starter kind of dough thing. Now, I have my flour and my water in here. I'm just gonna give it a mix and I'm heating this up now. So this is going to turn into a very thick paste. Okay, so literally just like a couple of minutes of whisking over the heat and you kind of got this really thick gloopy stuff going on here. That's exactly what we want. So this flour water paste, if you like, is going to make everything soft and fluffy, but we want to let it hydrate overnight, give it, a chance to really get hydrated. It just needs a little bit of time before you use it. So I've got two of these guys that I did make yesterday, but let's go and have a look at the Panasonic Bread Maker first of all. So the cool thing I think about this particular bread maker, and I did have to do a lot of reading in the manual because I haven't used a bread maker for 10 years, 15 years. But the cool thing is that you've got all these automatic functions. So you've got things like, basic white bread, wholemeal, but then you've also got sourdough, brioche. There's all these things like gluten-free cakes. There's sourdough starter and pizza and all that kind of stuff. So the other thing that I think is really cool is that you've got these manual settings on here so that if you've got a special bread recipe that you love, or you've got a specialty or artisan bread recipe you want to try out with specific kneading times, specific proving times and baking times, you can actually set those yourself on the bread maker. So you can do those things in here as well, which I think is pretty cool. But let's get going and see how this guy works. Okay, so I need to go in here with my milk first of all, and I've got my sugar as well, butter, some yeast. Now we want some flour, a little pinch of salt. And now here we are with that cool purple stuff, the ube extract. I'm just gonna go in with a couple of teaspoons. I really want a really beautiful, a really bright purple color. So we're gonna try out the manual function. So I'm gonna go here with some kneading. I need to press this onto bread kneading. 30 minutes in total of kneading. Start. And that's it, away you go. Okay, so let's get going on our stand mixer. Oh wait, you know that ingredient that I said was really important? I forgot that ingredient. You wanna get your little starter mix in there. Okay, open it back up. So unwrap your little starter. Plop that in. Okay. Okay, so take two. Put this on the bread kneading again, start. All right, now back over to our stand mixer. Into my little mixer here, same ingredients. I want the milk, sugar, butter, yeast, flour, salt, and our ube extract. Our little dough starter here. So let's get this mixing. I'm really excited to see what color this dough is going to turn out like. That purple is already pretty intense. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to let this knead for 30 minutes, same as the Panasonic Bread Maker. And yeah, I might just sit around and watch this purple stuff spin around. oddly therapeutic. Look at it, so purple. All right, so I mean, the thing that's happened here is this is really firmed up. It's like a very, let me turn this off. Now you can hear me properly. It really just looks like slime. Like we just made Play-Doh. Oh my goodness. This is firmed up into like quite a tight, nice little ball here. This is what's going to give the bread the structure. So it's important that we had that long knead time. Okay, so I want to get my dough onto my board here. I've floured the board because it's a very sticky, wet dough. So you definitely want to flour it. Now, what I want to do here is just kind of shape this dough. Just shape it into a ball. Now, I'm going to grease my bowl. Okay, pop this into my grease bowl. Now you just want to cover that up and I want to let this rise for an hour. Okay, let's have a look at what's happened in our bread maker. Ooh, yep. So, I mean, that looks pretty much on par. So we've got our nice little mixture in here. Okay, let me get this out. Okay, so if you have a look in here for a second, you can see that you've got your little kneading paddle in here. And you can take that out now. We finished kneading, which is great. So, you know, before when you had your old school bread maker, you had the big kneading thing in there and it kind of left this big hole in the bottom of your loaf. So it's really cool that you can take that out, for starters. I'm gonna do the same thing. I just wanna get this into a ball. Okay, at this point, both doughs feeling fairly similar. This one actually feels a little bit kind of softer. So I don't know whether that's gonna make a difference. I'm gonna spray my tin here. And so I'm gonna pop that into my tin. Okay, so this needs to go back in the bread maker. And this is where, again, we can use our manual function and go to our rise setting. We want an hour and start. That'll do its thing. Let's come back in now. Coffee Dax?
See.
Okay, so we're an hour in here. Let's have a look at what's happening with our guy here. Oh yeah, so that's exactly what I wanted. You can see it's risen up beautifully. Okay, I'm gonna get this out of the bowl. Now what we wanna do is, this first part is all about kind of knocking the dough down a little bit. So kind of like knocking out a little bit of the air that we got in the rise. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. What I want to do now is divide this up into two. Okay, so I just want to roll this into a nice, neat little ball. Okay, pop that down. All right, so we are ready to have a look in here. Let's see what's been going on. Oh yeah, that's great. Okay, so we've got a really nice rise there. See how it's like almost right to the top there. That's great. Ooh, that was good. Okay, so what I need to do here is just grab our dough out onto bench top. And I've just floured this a little bit so it doesn't stick. So I'm gonna grab one of my dough pieces here. And what we wanna do is roll each of these out into a rectangle. So try and get a nice shape. So once you've got your rectangle now, just do some rolling. Okay, there's one. This is my bread maker one. Okay, do the same with my other piece. Okay, so I've just lightly greased my tin here. I'm gonna pop my two little rolls in, and you want this like rolly side sort of facing on the longer side of the tin, if that makes sense. Now, this is what we have in here, and I am gonna pop this back into the bread maker and let it rise for 20 minutes. I just wanna come back and check afterwards and see how much rise we've got. So let's do that first of all. Okay, manual setting again. Okay, start, and there we go. All right, so let's come back over here and do our stand mixer ones, and this is the same process. Okay, so these guys are gonna get the same treatment, 20 minutes, and we'll come back and see what they look like. All right, let's have a look in here, and ooh, I like how you can feel like it's a little warm and humid in here. It's like the perfect kind of proving environment for your bread. Now this looks pretty good to me. Okay, so just close this up and then select the bake setting. And it's cool that everything's like listed here, so you don't have to go through and find it in the manual. So just bake, and I want to put that up to 40 minutes. Start. Exciting stuff. Okay, look at our stand mixer one going, and ooh, that looks nice and puffy. Okay, I'm gonna put this into an oven I've had preheating at 170 Celsius, and let's try for 40 minutes. I might come back and check it after like 20 or 30, but we'll see. Purple bread coming up, hopefully. Okay, so this bread's actually had the full 40 minutes in the oven. I did come and check it earlier, but it needed the full amount of time. So now it all smells lovely and bread bakey kind of in here, which is beautiful. And check out our purple bread. My goodness, how exciting. Let's tip it out and see, shall we? I might just run a knife around here. Moment of truth. Ooh, look at that. Wow. That looks so cool. You know, I can see like that beautiful purple, you know, through the center. It's got a beautiful crust on it actually. It's very nice. Oh, it smells so nice. Oh, yum. I love the smell of fresh bread. Okay, let's go get our bread maker one. Let's have a look. Oh, that looks good. Okay, let me pull out my little bucket here. Okay, let's have a look and see how we're going here. Ooh, very good. So you kind of hear that like hollow sound, like that tells me that bread's baked through, so that's really cool. And then look at that, beautiful rise there. Certainly a lot taller. Wow, it's really a lot taller actually. Sorry, I just noticed it in the camera. in the screen over there, I should look at the screen anyway. But I mean, wow, like look how, like this is a lot taller. To me, milk bread is quite tall. So I like that this one is really nice and tall. Smells good, and you've got that really nice crust all the way around that outside, which is really nice. But now we come to the inside. So this is the part that's really exciting. I can't wait to see just how purple this is gonna be. I am just gonna get in. Oh my God, look at that fluff. Whoa. That is so cool. It's so fluffy, wow. It's also so purple. Okay, so that was our oven one. Let's have a look at our bread maker one and see. Oh wow. Oh wow, look at that fluff. Oh my goodness. It's like cotton candy or something, but in bread form. Wow, I mean that, to me, that crumb and that fluff, both of them, I think, look really amazing. I do think though, like, this is a really big surprise to me because the bread mixer version has a beautiful, even structure, a really fluffy, even crumb, whereas the stand mixer version is less even. The crumb is less fluffy and fine, like it has less structure to it, which means that actually the bread maker has done a better job of kneading because it's the kneading that gives the bread the structure, and it's done a better overall bake. Like, I genuinely would have thought that doing the stand mixer oven, you know, regular way of baking the bread would have done better than the bread maker. I'm honestly really shocked and very, very happy. Really lovely, like lovely structure. Just kind of like, it's so light, it kind of melts the second you kind of start chewing it. It's beautiful. Yeah, really good. Okay. Oven. The oven version tastes more yeasty. So there are a lot of differences here. Height for one, crumb structure, evenness of the bake, and even the flavor, like the yeasty flavor difference. I mean, like, I gotta say, I'm really surprised and very, very impressed. really can't believe that it did that. That's great.